in this country, you have choices here, right? There are laws on the books that allow you to do certain things. And many politicians say, we're not going to go there because let's say hypothetically, that's reserved for extreme circumstances. I think what people are responding to right now is Trump looking at all those things and saying, I'm going to do what, as you said, whatever I want, if there's any inkling of a chance that I have the power to do it.
Well, he is exercising political power. And as Pete pointed out about the redistricting, it is legal to do. I think the National Guard in Washington, D.C. not only is legal, but I think even the mayor of Washington, D.C. this week has said, hey, it seems to be working. So I think the alarmism from Trump's biggest detractors is the same kind of rhetoric and alarmism that they were sounding back in September and October during the election.
All right, welcome. We're getting into some more wild takes from your favorite CNN, Abby Phillip and her crazy clan. Luckily, we got Scott in house, so let's get into it.
There are some Democrats who have been at this level. If this is a 10, they've been at a 10 for a while now. But there are some people, and I think one of them is the person that Ezra Klein was talking to in that podcast, Radley Balco, and even President Obama, who have been kind of reluctant to go there. But they're going there now. I mean, do you see that shift happening?
Definitely. It's definitely happening. You see complete moral
road to authoritarianism. Oh my goodness gracious. Do they ever get sick of this kind of crap? Like, nobody's buying it. He won the popular vote. People are in favor of cracking down on crime. Again, Democrats, you're picking the wrong thing to fight about. You could say, hey, this is good. This is good. You know, you could say that. You could say the DC mayor finally came out and said, you know what? We're getting some pretty good results out of this. It's okay. You could say that kind of stuff. Authoritarianism. Like, are we not going to pretend that the last administration didn't go after their political opponent for 2 years straight, get mugshots on them, Trump intended, 33 charges into felonies that would have been misdemeanors that were well past their statute of limitation? That sounds authoritarian to me. That's what happens in third world countries.
collapse of the United States government. The cabinet meeting with 3.5 hours of superficial praise is so cringeworthy. He's attacking the Fed. He's attacking all of our institutions. He's eliminating FEMA. It is horrifying that he is putting troops against American citizens because he claims that he's the law and order president. But we all know that's a lie because he's a convicted felon.
He's a convicted felon on charges you guys made up. I mean, you could tell this lady believes this crap. She's insane. She's absolutely insane. You made up the charges so you could say he's a convicted felon. It didn't work during the election. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. We all saw through it. Insane. Not the tough on crime. You guys let in 20 million illegals, but he's the guy that's soft on crime. Come on, get out of here. You guys love chaos. Chaos is easier to divide us in.
He pardons convicted felons. He surrounds himself.
Fauci got pardoned. He pre-pardoned. I've never seen a president pre-pardon anybody before. He pre-pardoned, or at least the auto pen did. How many people? Like 20 people got pre-pardoned. Adam Schiff, for crying out loud. Like, these people are nuts, man. You're never going to win again. You will never win again. But I'm not underestimating you.
With obsequious people that kiss his ass all day, every day. It's nauseating and painful to see how weak he is to Vladimir Putin and others.
Yeah, flying over with a B-2 bomber. That's real weak. That's a sign of weakness right there. Instead of Kamala Harris saying, don't. Please, ma'am, invite me on your stupid podcast. I'd love to go on there and school you.
What do you think about all of this? I mean, a lot of people say that alarmism doesn't help Democrats, but there are also things happening that Trump is doing that are alarming, even conservatives.
Well, alarmism alone doesn't do...
Give me one thing. Give me one thing Trump's doing that's alarming conservatives. Come on. I'll wait. Or are we just going to say some blanket statements?
Do anything. And I think Democrats have gotten very good at correctly identifying the problem, naming the problem, whether it's fascism or authoritarianism.
No, they haven't. But I please implore you to keep taking advice of women like this in this crazy dress that she's wearing or whatever that is. Keep taking her advice because it'll be an easy midterm election and an even easier 2028 election. Please take these crazy people's advice.
It's all true. Do you think that's an accurate depiction of what?
For sure.
Right now?
Absolutely, without question. We've had many conversations at this table. Bill Maher ticked down some examples. But so what? And what? And what next? The conversations I don't hear Democrats having is what we're going to do about it. It can't just be Gavin Newsom tweeting like the president does. That's not it. It can't be sit-ins and protests. If Democrats want to combat this and get a chance at another election, and I
Speaking of tweeting, remember this is the same party that essentially forced Jack Dorsey to remove Trump off of Twitter. You remember that? Nothing authoritarian about that, though, right? Nothing about silencing your political opposition, the sitting president of the United States. America woke up. We're done. We're done. We're done with crime. We're done with illegal immigrants. We're done with the massive inflation, the overspending on things abroad that are just you cycling money and washing money and giving it back to yourselves. We're done. We're aware. We know the jig is up.
understand where Bill Maher is going with this, that like elections might not happen in future years if this continues. They've got to win. They've got to win elections.
Oh,
and
my
no one
gosh.
in the party, I talk to Democrats all day long. No one is talking about
We could tell you talk to Democrats all day long, ma'am. Everything you're saying is straight echo chamber regurgitation right back to the viewers of poor CNN now, and actually myself. If it wasn't for the man to the left, maybe you're right, depending on how the screen flips it, I would not be tuning in.
where's our agenda? Where's our New Deal, our contract with America? What's our platform to identify and solve the problems that Americans are screaming they have? Only Trump is saying, here's my answer for them. We don't like the answers, but he's answering them. Democrats aren't even asking the question. They're just naming the problem over and over again in an echo
You
chamber.
can make an argument that naming the problem is not an unreasonable thing to do, because there are some people who are, I think the analogy is like a frog boiling slowly in water, that you don't really notice what's happening until it's.
Oh, we all notice it. Who's not noticing it?
Some people, I mean, someone.
What do I notice? Tell me what to notice. Besides, he's an authoritarian. Okay, that's what you got. That's what you got for me. You don't have Biden's senile butt up there on stage, like pumping his fist with a couple Marines standing behind him and some Darth Vader logos. But Trump's the scary guy. Come on.
Notices it.
A couple people at the table here probably disagree, so we'll.
But I'm not
get their-
talking to
Facts.
them. I'm
We'll
talking
get
to
their-
Democrats.
we'll
They
get
all
their views
notice
in
it.
just a
But the
second, but
issue
go ahead,
with
Dante.
Democrats is how do you attack it? Because Donald Trump does not operate politically. He does not operate within the structure of our government as it was put together and as it functioned for hundreds of years. He
You're
operates
right.
outside of that.
But is
So
there
when you're
are
asking
other
politicians
options than
to
attacking
not
Donald
be
Trump?
political, to step aside and say,
Let me help you out, Democrats. How about you just use some common sense? Use some common sense, and I guarantee you're going to see some results. But common sense left that party maybe a decade ago.
I'm going to ignore the rule of law. I'm going to tell people if a judge rules against me that that judge is a bad person and not to listen to him. I don't know if we want
Facts.
Democrats to join in that fight, but there has to be a way to
No
combat
one's
it.
saying that, but for 3 election cycles, the Democratic plan seems to have been let Trump hang himself and go after Trump. This isn't about Trump. The voters need to be talked to in ways that aren't Democrats sneering at them, saying, you're
This lady's literally been sneering the whole time. You've literally been sneering and telling us exactly what we should be thinking.
safe. Look at this graph. The economy's great.
But
Look at
that may
these numbers.
be
But
who
that's
has to
exactly
say
what
crazy.
Democrats are doing. They're
Yes,
doing it
they are.
with illegal immigrants. They're doing it with crime, and they're doing it with the government. You said it's the way government functions. A supermajority of the American people say government is dysfunctional.
Bam.
They don't trust government. Go back to the Ike LBJ days, and trust in government was in the 70s. Today, it's in the 30s. The low water mark, and I think it's delicious that Barack Obama is weighing in, the low water mark during the era was 10% when Barack Obama was president. Only 10% of Americans trusted government. That's what propelled Donald Trump into the White House. He's being responsive to the problems that Americans are
Facts.
But you
facing,
can't trust government.
and he's enforcing the laws that are on the books.
We can talk
Putting
about
Right.
those
troops in
numbers.
Washington is the law.
You
He
can't
has
trust
the right to
government
do
when they
that.
call in.
It's a shame. You go to most other nations, the capital, it could be a nation that's like second and third world country, but the capitals are usually, they're clean, crime is lower. You come to America, it's the worst place to be in America. The Trump absolutely had the authority to do what he wanted to do in Washington, D.C. And the mayor, as much as she hates him, admitted it was right.
Republican leaders from Indiana and say, hey, you have to figure out a way to redistrict so that we can get more seats. That's not how government
And is
is supposed to
100%
work.
legal in the state of Indiana.
Facts.
You can do that. There's no prohibition.
It's only in red states where, let's say, you got 30% Democrat votes in a red state, but somehow you have we'll go with 45% representation versus on the opposite side of the house, it could be like 40% Republican voters in California, somehow only with 18% representation. So let's not play that game. If you look at the gerrymandering and the way these people draw these maps, Democrats, I'm talking to you, you guys completely cheated the system. You know it. You absolutely know it. So finally, thank God, Republicans are playing on the same playing field as you guys, and you don't like it. And you should throw fits on TV. I appreciate it.
And now whether they will do it or not,
I think
I
this
don't
is
know.
hold on. This is actually
Trust
key.
in government?
This is a very key point that you just brought up. I mean, whether it's Indiana or anything else that Trump is doing, DC, lots of things are permissible. But many presidents, many political figures
Oh, where's she gonna go
before
with this?
Trump did not do them because in this
Like, give people pardons for things they haven't been charged yet? That date back 15 years? Yeah, you're right. Many people haven't done that. And I don't think Joe Biden did it either because he's not with it.
country, you have choices here, right? There are laws on the books that allow you to do certain things. And many politicians say, we're not going to go there because let's say hypothetically, that's reserved for
Like trying to arrest your political opponent. Oh, wait. That was Joe Biden again. Oh, and it was also Barack Obama because he issued FISA court warrants on Trump's campaign. So yeah, you're right. Democrats started this a long time ago.
extreme circumstances. I think what people are responding to right now is Trump looking at all those things and saying, I'm going to do what, as you said, whatever I want. If there's any inkling of a chance that I have the power to do it.
Well, he is exercising political power. And as Pete pointed out about the redistricting, it is legal to do. I think the National Guard in Washington, D.C. not only is legal, but I think even the mayor of Washington, D.C. this week has said, hey, it seems to be working. So I think the alarmism from Trump's biggest detractors is the same kind of rhetoric and alarmism that they were sounding back in September and October during the election. And how did the American people respond to it then? They voted for Donald Trump. The way you solve all problems in a political system is you go out and try to win an election.
Yeah.
But
And the
redistricting changed the rules.
and
so
sure you can.
votes
He doesn't want to
Sure you
run.
can. The Democrats did not win the last election for a reason. They may not win the next one for a reason. And so in a political system, you have to trust the voters. The voters elected Donald Trump. He's basically running the play that he laid out. And yes, I understand the whining and alarmism now, but the way you solve all your problems in politics is to convince people that you are right and they are wrong, and you do it at the ballot box.
Facts. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. See you next time.